Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today is going to be a tutorial on how to XML edit. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay guys, we're going to go over two parts, how to XML basic wedging and how to XML other blocks. So first of all, XML blocks, they're very useful for creations that need unique shapes. They don't always work, but they are very useful in most cases. Say for example on my 7A7, this right here is XML editing. If I didn't have XML editing, this would not be possible. So I'm going to show you how to do something like this, as well as this and much more. So with that said, let's get started. First of all, the basics. If an XML block is modded, the original two blocks can spread out in any distance for the hitbox, but there's a limit to the... So if you XML this to be like 31 blocks or something like that, there will still be two hitboxes. So you can use this to your advantage or disadvantage, whichever way you want. So if you wanted this to be, say, going through an area like this, that's kind of tricky to do, you want it to go through, you'd need to make this go double the width of this plus the original block. So we need to XML this to be 9 blocks wide if we wanted it to go through here. So what you're going to do is you're going to select it with the selection grid at the top right, go ahead, copy it, save it as an XML wedge, or whatever name you want. I prefer to do XML so it's less confusing. Then what you're going to want to do is clear content. Then for Windows, press Windows, run, and then copy what you see on screen. Copy what you see in the description of the video. That will take you to your vehicle files. Then once you're in there, you're going to go to the XML and you're going to right click it. This is Windows 11. So if you have Windows 11, you just open it through Notepad. If it's Windows 10, I believe you just click edit. Make sure it's the XML file, not the PNG. First of all, you gotta find the vehicle and go into that. Then from there, in your Notepad, you should have something that looks like this. So all you have to do is press format, then word wrap, so it looks like this. Now, what you're gonna find is you to press Windows F, and then look for R equals 2, and then 1 quotation mark. This should find it instantly. You're going to look for this. It's easier to isolate it, so just press enter outside the quotation marks, then you should be able to just isolate it like this. Now, if you wanted to change the width, you would change this number. If you wanted to change this right here, the width, that would be the first number for this vehicle specifically, for this block specifically. And basically, just change it to 9. What these numbers are, they're multiples of. So if you change this, which I believe this is the length, which is 1 block. If you change this to 5, it'll be 5 times longer than it is in that section. This section right here should be the height, which is 2 blocks. So if you changed this to 9, it'll be 18 rather than 9 blocks tall. So these are multiples of. Okay. Now, since I've changed this to 9, which was the number we were looking for, press File, Save, then go back into Stormworks. Then from there, go to Selection Grid, load content. From there, just go ahead and load it. Bam, there you go. Go ahead, paste it, and merge it. So, here's a couple other things about them. If you want to merge it from the original block, if it's heavily modified, you're going to have to save it with another block and not modify that original block. Or not modify the merge block. So, the thing with these is, if you modify, say, since you modified this surface, this hitbox on this side is sometimes no longer usable on some blocks. In this case it is. Also, if you place a block on the original hitbox, it will get rid of the XML right here, because in the code, it does that for the original block. So there's that. However, you just have to be careful on that. Sometimes it doesn't do that. It's weird why I didn't do it here. But basically, that's it for those. Now, we're going to XML a pipe. So a pipe is going to be very unique. You can use it for a lot of different ways. So basically, what you want to do is you want to put it right next to 1 block, and then go in Selection Grid, copy it, save it as XML. The next tool you're going to want to open is Strutter 11. I will put the link to this in the description. So basically, you're going to select the trans straight. This will be the pipe, okay? Now, if you want to modify the pipe, go ahead and just mess around with these numbers. So now this is 3 blocks long. If you want to do an angle, you can do this. And basically, it helps just to mess around with all these. I don't have all these memorized. You could also do a full pipe with this, and that way, the pipe looks like a rocket booster, and you can save on weight with that. You could also mess around with, say, one of these angles, and basically, it's kind of unique. Now, if you change the length to -1, oh, it's a 0, it looks flat, and then to -1, it usually looks weird. It looks inverted in the game. It's kind of interesting. Now, for windows, we'll go to, say, this one. We can make a window out of this. This is going to be very angled. This is a 2x1 angle. And basically just mess around with the code a little bit, mess around with the XML, and eventually you'll find a reasonable shape. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, that was the basic guide to XMLs and how to use it. So guys, with that said, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and yeah, bye for now.